Once upon a time in the land of Israel, there was a young shepherd named David. He was the youngest of 8 brothers and spent his days tending to his father's sheep. Though small in stature, David was brave and had a deep faith in God. One day, a giant Philistine warrior named Goliath challenged the armies of Israel. Goliath was over 9 feet tall, clad in heavy armor, and armed with a massive spear. For 40 days, he taunted the Israelites, demanding that they send out a warrior to fight him in single combat. But the Israelites were terrified. No one dared to face Goliath. David, bringing food to his brothers on the battlefield, heard Goliath's challenge. Unlike the others, David was not afraid. He said to King Saul, "Let no one lose heart on account of this Philistine. Your servant will go and fight him." Saul was skeptical, for David was just a boy, but David insisted. He recounted how he had fought off lions and bears while protecting his sheep, and he believed that God would protect him from Goliath too. Saul agreed and offered David his armor, but it was too big and cumbersome. Instead, David chose to go into battle with only his shepherd's staff, a sling, and 5 smooth stones he picked up from a stream. As David approached, Goliath mocked him, cursing and laughing at the sight of such a small opponent. But David remained confident. He replied, "You come against me with sword and spear, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands." David reached into his bag, took out a stone, and slung it with all his might. The stone flew through the air and struck Goliath in the forehead, sinking into his skull. The giant staggered and then collapsed to the ground, dead. The Philistine army was shocked, and they fled in fear. David had won the battle with nothing but faith and a simple stone. From that day on, David's courage and trust in God were remembered as an example of how even the smallest among us can overcome the greatest of challenges.